I'm almost 30 and I still don't know what to do with my life. This is happening more and more, and I think it's inevitable because I'm in that age group and group of friends of the same age who are still questioning what their meaning in life is, and that is exactly what today's video is about. This is something that's even more obvious when I'm around people who have it together. So they're having kids, they're getting married, they're buying big old houses. If you're anything like me, you've probably had ideas come and go about what your dream in life is, and you probably made steps towards that goal multiple times, and then it didn't amount to anything. So I've done this twice in my life. Firstly with a history degree, which looking back, I definitely did do it because I wanted to do it rather than actually thinking, can I get a really good career out of this? Yes, there were times where I was like, oh, I could be a journalist or historical writer or something like that, but I never actually gave it thought to where it would lead me. And I did it a second time with a fitness instructing course, again because I wanted to do it, but this time because I had that goal of becoming a fitness instructor / PT. But neither of these paths were appealing enough for me to pursue them 100%. Now, if you've done the same thing as I have, maybe even more times, you probably already know that it runs the risk of people asking why you did it and why you've wasted your money. But let's just give those experiences their time of day and accept the fact that yes, I may not be working in a job that I absolutely love and I saw myself doing, but I now have skills where I realise what parts of my work I need to do first. Prioritisation and organisation, which I did have as a kid, but I never really knew how to put it into practice. In terms of my own personal physical and mental health, this is my top priority in life. What could be better than this? And it's made me realise that all of those dead-end pursuits have actually given me something that a lot of people do not have. The way we look at experiences which didn't amount to anything really comes down to how society is structured and the kind of social norms that we were dealt with since birth. If you remember back in school, you were always asked the question, what do you want to be when you're older? And it always had to have an answer.
I want to be an astronaut when I grow up. I want to be an artist and a doctor once I grow up. I want to be a ballerina, a pirate. I want to be a basketball player.
No matter how trivial our teachers and our parents knew our answers would be, it had to have an answer. If there was ever a child that said, you know what? I don't actually know right now. I think I'm too young to actually answer that question. The parent or teacher would have a very hard time accepting that answer. It has been drummed into us ever since we were tiny little kids that whatever we wanted to be, we could do it. And though that is such a great self-esteem boost, it is also quite damning long term, because if you don't end up getting that job that you did aspire to as a kid, it kind of makes you feel stupid and mistaken for even thinking that you could do that. The way we perceive what a valuable job is needs to change, because as someone who has suffered previously and possibly in the future from depression and anxiety, I don't suit, or at least my mental health does not suit having a really stressful, well-paid job in the city. I would so much rather sacrifice a good wage for my own physical and mental health. And I don't want to sound big-headed in any way, or that I have chosen the right path, because every person is different in this world and can deal with different situations and different levels of stress. But in this sense, I personally feel like I've chosen the right decision or the right path for me, because there are so many people out there that can't deal with the stress of those jobs, but they are still pursuing it because for whatever reason their parents might have pressured them as kids and that is the way their brain works, or for some other reason to prove themselves, but they are the ones that are cutting their lifespans by about 10 years or so because of the sheer amount of stress they're putting their bodies under. What has helped me so much is picturing what my life would look like if I was working for the dollar. I would have a slightly bigger house, though not massive in this day and age. I would have a nice big garden and very little free time before I had to go back to work to earn that money, to pay for the mortgage, to pay for the bills, to pay for the gadgets and the wardrobe full of clothes. Then I compare this to my life today. Smaller income, smaller house, smaller garden to actually enjoy, more free time to go and do things that I want to do, like paddleboarding and skateboarding in the summer, and going to the cinema in the winter, owning a few items that I genuinely love and get joy out of, and a wardrobe full of secondhand clothes that are cheaper, and I know for a fact less people will be wearing the same thing that I am. What sounds better? This video is not to say that you shouldn't reach the highest dream that you want to go for if you genuinely want it. I'm just saying that if you're anything like me and you're quite a highly sensitive person, you probably like to take life a little bit slower, to take walks and look at the trees and the sun shining through them. It's not the wrong decision if you would like to be happy with less. It all comes down to what you value in life, and for me there are 3 things, which are love, learning, and my health. Maybe take a moment just to jot down 3 things that you value in life, and that might tell you the kind of life that you should live. When I'm walking down the street and I see an expensive car drive past me, there will be people that are envious of that person driving that car because that is what they aspire to have. But for me, when I see that, there has never been a time where I feel more grateful for the strong body that I live in, and the fact that I actually prioritize this, because your body is your home. Of course, you can own a really nice home and that is your home, but first and foremost, this is the home you were born in, and this is what you should look after every single day of your life. I could be working 12-hour shifts every day for a job that I hate and that pays really well, but I know that I wouldn't be prioritizing myself as close to how I am now. Our time is truly limited in our day and in our lives, and it's not that hard to work out what kind of life would suit you. I, for one, would like to be able to get off the sofa easily when I'm 80 years old. I want to cook new foods that excite me, and I want to go travelling and experience new cultures and languages and learn new languages to use in these places. As I said, if you take anything from this video today, jot down 3 things that you prioritize most in your life, and those 3 things should tell you how you should live your life. Not dictate how you should live your life, but should give you a guide as to the kind of person you are. There is absolutely no wrong answer, and there is no wrong way of living your life. It's just about what works for you, and you personally will know if it's working or not. I do hope this reached at least one person, and I hope that you take a look at your life and check in with what is happening. Check in what is making you stressed or anxious, if anything. Not everything is in our power to change or to improve, but we can only focus on what we can change and what we can control. So just have a think what you could change in yours.